Hello everybody. This is Grace at the Comfy Nest with Grace. It is Tuesday night, time for late night crafting. I am here on I'm broadcasting from my phone right there where you see my hands. And I've got my computer here and I was trying to get this live up and running, you guys. And I'm seeing some funky activity. Somebody made a funky recommendation on my Facebook page, so I had to go in and block that person so it wouldn't appear. So if you ever see anything funky like that, you guys, please make sure you tell me, please, because ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody. Hey Rita, how are you? Hi Christy, welcome Funky Junk, my friend. So glad you're here. I went with the big screen again today so you guys could really clearly see what we're doing tonight. We're going to be working. I'm going to do a share challenge, so I have that up there, but we're going to be working on the tags as a book cover. Okay. I had ordered some of these and I had them in the store and they have sold out. After I've done these last part 1 and part 2 of this, they sold out pretty quickly. So I've ordered a big bunch and they're on the way to me. So I will make an announcement. I'll let you know when they have restocked. But this is what we're working on tonight, this little doodad. And let me just I had to make sure that I can see you guys. Thanks for fluffing the nest, Stephanie. So yes, we're going to do a share challenge tonight. That's what fluffing the nest means, or when you see someone saying spread the blessing. Sometimes I do a share challenge and I haven't done one in a while. So tonight, for those of you who hit that button to share and spread the love and fluff the nest, what I'll do is I'll give it a couple of days and then I'll randomly choose one of you to send some happy mail to. So I will make the announcement. If I don't know who you are, figure like you're not a regular here. I mean, some of you girls are in my membership group, so if your name is pulled, I will send you some happy mail. But if I don't know who you are, it'll be harder for me to find you. So make sure you join my free craft community, the Crafty Chicks Club, because that's where I'll announce it and try to tag you. If you're a member of the group, then I can tag you to tell you that you won. So make sure you're in the group. Hey, Katana, thanks for fluffing. Thanks for fluffing. Hey, Sandy, and Holly is here, and Janet. Hello, Ann from North Carolina is here, and Kim, look at all you ladies. Terry Brady is here. Rita was the first one to say hello. Rita, you're on top of it, girl. I'm going to grab a chair tonight. I'm going to grab a chair. We're going to be working on this. We're going to have the share challenge. I had this here to, gosh, when I sent the Telegram message out to you guys, I said, somebody remind me. Let's do a share challenge. Let's do it. We haven't. It's cold here at Carol. She says it's cold in Arizona. It's really cold here in North Dakota too. It's very foggy. It's snowing. It is like, I don't even want to know the temp. It's cold. I told my husband today, I'm done. I'm ready for warmer spring-like weather. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I'm feeling. It's been very dreary here lately, and that really gets to me. It is something that just gets to me, girls. Okay, we're gonna pull out the big tool, the big gun. Oh, I shouldn't say that word. The big crocodile is coming out. We're gonna make our holes. Now, I did test this earlier because I was a little nervous. You guys, these tags are very thick. They are very thick and very dense. Unlike the birch wood circles that are very light wood, these are very dense. So I was a little nervous that this crocodile wasn't going to work through it, but I tested one hole and it works. So this is going to be the book cover. And you guys, it turned out beautifully. Tell me what you think of it. This is our cover. You know, I used the same napkin on the front as I did the back for the background, and then on the front here, this is another napkin from the Napkin Lovers Club, this current box that we're in now. This is another napkin. I put it on canvas, added the little, oh my gosh, the little flower. I love the little rosette, a little bit of lace, and the Dwell in Possibility. I love the way the cover has turned out. Now it's time to cut and put the pages in. So this will be the inside. And that's going to be our outside. So what I did take a ruler earlier. I'll show you what I did. Oh, not that ruler. I want my red one. It's easier for you guys to see if I use this one. I took a ruler and a pencil, and from this point here, where this slope ends, I measured 1 inch down and I made a marking. And then from the bottom, I measured one inch up and I made a marking so that I knew where to put my holes. When you make your books, you make as many holes as you want. You can do as many ties as you want. I think for this book, I'm just going to do the 2. We're going to try it like that. But there's no steadfast rule about this. Debbie needs to order the tags. So when they come in, Terry wants them too. When they come in stock, go ahead and order them. You can send some snow my way. Oh, Lord, I'm so over it. Oh, 27 degrees. Yeah, we're probably in the single digits here too, Carol. It's cold. It's winter. Hi, RJ. Hi, Mary. Welcome, friends. Oh, Lori had a sunny day. I need a sunny day. Good for you. I'm so glad you got one. Hello, Barbara. Okay, so I'm using, the Crocodile has 2 sizes of holes, a small one and a big one. I'm using the bigger one. I don't really measure other than I went an inch up, an inch down, and about a 1/4 inch in. So I'm just going to make these holes. And what I did, okay, I'll show you in a second here. Let's get this. I'm a righty, so I got to move this the other way. I got to go this way. My hole is kind of under my fringe here for my canvas. So I'm just going to move that aside so I can see the hole. And this tool is a mighty tool. It is a mighty tool for making holes. Okay, now, this actually ended up being a lot closer to the edge than I expected, but I think it's going to be okay. These are pretty thick wood, like I said. I don't know if you can see that hole. It's kind of close to the edge, but they're thick wood, and the paper that I'm going to use is actually a cardstock. It's not a lightweight paper. It's a heavy cardstock. So I think even the insides will be fine. Once I have those first 2 holes done, to make sure that I'm really accurate, so they're right on top of each other, I'm going to make sure that these are completely lined up. And then I'm going to make a little hole with my pencil right through the first hole so that I know that they're right on top of each other, right? That way I know I'm really accurate here if I do it in the same exact place. Can I see them now? Yeah, I can see my little markings. Let's do 2 more holes. Then we're going to start working with our paper. Here we go. This tool makes it easy breezy to do this. As long as you can see, I feel like my eyes are really playing with me tonight. Do you ever feel like that? Like, I was fine. I don't know if it's like when you get extra tired, if your eyes get tired. Like, we went to the girls' basketball game at the high school for a little while because my son was playing in the pep band. We don't have a girl. It was the girls' basketball game. So we go. It was great. Cheer on the girls. We know almost all these girls that are on the teams. It's really fun to watch them do their thing. But we went because Gannon was playing in the pep band. So we went to really cheer him on as well. And we were looking at the program for the team with the names of the girls, and it was parents' night, so the names of the parents in there. I'm like, geez, I can't even see. Is this an L or an I? I don't know what I'm reading here. I think I'm just tired. Do your eyes get tired? Can it happen? 45 and raining in Washington, Missy says. Hi, Miss Missy. Missy, are you back to, did you change your name from the real Missy Heath? I meant to ask you that recently. Or I'm curious about what happened there. You don't even have to talk about it here. You can private message me about what all happened, what all went down there. 26 and it feels like 17, Diana says. She's not used to it. Heck, I'm used to it. I still don't like it. Okay, we got our holes in place. Now we got to get our paper. And I have some fun plans for the paper. It's basic brown cardstock. Okay, let me show it to you in... This is the other book that we did just before this one. Oh gosh, they really match actually in terms of, this is really funny. They really match in terms of vintagey, right? Vintagey. Somebody asked me recently, can't you ever do something not vintage? I don't remember who it was, but I giggled. I giggled to myself because I've told you guys, I really do love bright projects too. I do. But I tend to go to vintagey. I don't know why. Does anybody else, are you like that? I mean, I like bright. I do. Believe me, I do. I don't know why I tend to create in vintage, but I love bright things. Missy loves vintage too. It's, you know, and not, when I answered the question, it made me giggle like I wasn't offended or anything. I was just like, oh my gosh, you're right. I do a lot of vintagey stuff and I do equally love bright. So I should do more bright. So, you know, it's good that someone brings it up, but I was kind of giggling to myself. Vintage is your favorite too, Kathy? Hello, Gia. Amy's here from Missouri. Amber says, vintage with a heart. Those of you that are just coming on, hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday night, late night crafting. We're doing a share challenge tonight. So if you want to play the game, if you want to participate, it really helps us a lot when you do that, when you hit that button and kind of introduce us to more people, new people that we may not meet otherwise. So we always appreciate that. Lynn says, I love, love, love the vintage. And Ann does too. Oh yeah, look at all these comments. Look at them all the vintage babes out there. Okay, so anyway, I was kind of giggling like, yes, all right. This is, I got off on a tangent about the vintage thing. This is this paper. It's thick cardstock. It's called 20 point. Look at how thick it is. It's going to be so easy to work with in your book to create on or to alter the pages or whatever. So I did this one. This is the 6x6 canvases that we did a while. Like this was the one just before this one. So I'm going to use the same paper, and miraculously, the paper that I chose to purchase, it is in my Amazon store. A few of you have been asking me for the link. It is exactly the same height that we need. So I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to include, you have, listen, like I said, there's no rules. You have the option to not include this slope. Your pages don't have to be sloped. So I wonder, what would you do if this was your book? Tell me, help me decide. I kind of think I want to keep the whole shape of the tag and make these the same exact shape as the tag. But you don't have to. Your pages in your book could be square, and then you just have this kind of hanging out there. I like the look of that too. So I could go either way. What do you think? What would you do? Should I do them square, or should I keep the slope of the tag? I would love to know in the comments what you guys would do. Hi, Nita. Welcome, welcome, friend. Lynn loves birds. Me too. Oh, look at Lori with her 9-month subscriber anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. It's Lori's anniversary. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the page for 9 months straight. I appreciate you so much. Pat says that she is a vintage lover too. That's awesome. You're seeing a lot of that here lately. So what do you think? Nancy thinks to keep it square. Stephanie says square. Terry says she would keep the square. Missy the tag shape. And the tag shape. I think the tag shape, truthfully, my instinct is to keep the tag shape. Personally. But there's no right or wrong. You know this, right? There is no right or wrong. Jeannie says tag. Lori says tag. Brenda says tag. Yes, if I keep it square though, that is actually very pretty to have that kind of hanging out there. And honestly, it doesn't even have to go all the way down to the bottom. We could keep it square, and only have it cover like just above and below our little holes here. So you could have a little bit of this peeking out on the top and bottom. That would be cute too. Phyllis says tag. Kathy says tag. Mary, oh yeah, listen, all you girls saying tag. I think I would keep the tag shape. It's definitely harder. There's no doubt about that. It's not as easy. This is the same exact height, but it is definitely longer. So we can at least get that part cut. Let's cut like 5 pages the right width. And I think these are 5 inches. Let's double check our math here. Oh, they're bigger. They're 5 and, 5 1/4. I'm so bad at fractions. All right, let's get out a cutter. Try not to blow out my back bending down. You guys, I am so stiff today. I think I'm having an inflammation day. with my chronic pain. Like, I think it's an inflammation day. I think that's what's happening here. I feel so stiff. Oh my word, I got off those bleachers. I said to my husband, I feel like I can hardly walk because the bleachers, sitting on the dang bleachers was like painful. All right, let's see. I'm not gonna complain. We're just gonna create. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is 5.5, so that would be 5 1/4, I think. Let's hope. All right, let's see how I did. Is this really 5 1/4? Yeah, that's 5 1/4. Now, honestly, almost always for me, I make my inside pages like a tish shorter so that you would see this. Do you see what I mean? Like, so that you would actually see this beautiful floral backdrop. I don't like my pages to go right to the edge normally. Normally I don't do that. I think I'm going to stay true to myself. I'm going to cut another sliver off and make it just a little bit more narrow. Was this 5 1/4? So let's go like 1 down. I don't know. My thing doesn't have all the lines here. It would be safer, girls, if I used a cutter that had all the lines. Do I have my other one? Let's see. Sorry for the noise. This one has more lines. Maybe I should be using this guy. If I try to do this one, I feel like is not as, the placement isn't as good on this one. I don't feel like it's as accurate. I don't get as straight a line here all the time. It's harder to achieve that. So I don't use this one as much when I'm trying to be super accurate. That's 5 1/4. I'm going to go 1 line further down. I don't know what fraction that is. And I don't think any of you care that I don't know. But we're going to go 1 more sliver down. So this one I'm going to be slow and methodical about because this will be our template for the rest of them. But see that? I like that. I like to be able to see that. So now, now what? Now, in theory, I'm going to cut the same sliver off. If this is 7 inches, I'm going to go down 1 line. Oh, no. Is that right? Get this out of here first of all. Talking to myself. Here is, that's what we're measuring right there. I think these are supposed to be 5 by 7 tags. Why am I up at 8? Are they 5 by 8? Did I make a total liar out of myself? I just remembered wrong. They're 5 by 8, girls. They're 5 by 8. So we're going to go down 1 line. All of the other, once I get this one in place, like figured the way I like it, all the other ones will be, I'll just pencil them out and cut them that way. It'll be easier. So I'm gonna put this right up against where the holes are, but I would like it to be like that. So let's cut now a tish. I need 1 more. I should have just done 2. That would have been the smart thing to do, but I didn't do that. So let's do 1 more line. So we're really at 7 3/4. I guess I was taking 1/8 of an inch off, technically. But you guys know me, I don't get super technical. So now I could put this and center it, and I should be able to see a bit of that framed around the page, which I really do like. Now it's figuring out cutting these little stinkers off. And they're not going to be, do you notice what's happening here? I want this, because I have such a little amount of wood right here, I'm going to butt it up right against this edge. It's not going to be on the revealing any of this background. I don't have enough room with the holes. So this has to go right up against the edge here. But I have this 1/8 of an inch or so here. So when I put this in place, like if I imagine it's going to be a little bit here, a little bit left there, we're going to go down a little further. But look, so what happens is these slants are not going to be exactly in the middle of the paper. Okay, so pay attention to that when you're making your books. I always do, like, my first one is like a template. I don't just start cutting. I kind of work this one out, making sure that I have everything lined up where I want it to be. I think I'm actually going to cut a little bit more off this way. Just a tish more to make it a little bit shorter so that I see a little bit more of that background paper. Napkin that's in the background. So I want to be able to see more of that. Oh, now see what we're getting into? Now the hole. You girls, you know what? I don't think, as much as I like the tag shape, I had actually planned on putting ribbons in these holes. So I can't have it both ways, I don't think. I don't think I can have this up here running across that hole and be able to put ribbon in. I got to do one or the other. So that would actually mean, girls, oh Lord, I hope you're patient with me. This is, you know, when I go live, this is so different than the membership groups, because in the membership groups, I have all this stuff worked out ahead of time and I tell you exactly what to do, you know. When I'm live on the public page, we're working it out together. And I love, like, this is like, I would call it like an impromptu crafting, right? We're making it up on the fly. So I want to kind of mark where, I guess I am going to cut it square, girls, because of the holes. I wanted to really use the holes. I forgot about the holes, and I really want to use them. So let's cut off that much. And see what that's going to do. This will make it a lot easier, actually, to make the cuts like that. It's going to look like that. So those of you who voted square, you got your wish, my friends. You got your wish. It's going to be like this. So now, I don't need this anymore because I have my measurements, right? I actually don't have numbers of measurements, but I have this one. It'll be my template for all the others. So I'm going to line this up, and I do the old pencil mark because it's just what's easiest. So I'm going to pencil mark here and make my first cut right there. And then we'll do the other way. And you can either pencil mark or you can put them both under the cutter. Sometimes I do this. I put both under the cutter lined up, and then I pull this one back a little so that we're making them exactly the same size. After we get this done, we'll make our holes and we'll start tying this together. And then we are going to decorate some pages tonight. You like the peekaboo of the floral at top? I do too, Nancy. I do like it. I do like it. I liked the idea though of having a tag shaped paper on the inside. I thought that would be cool. That's what I was running off of, like, oh, that would be so cool to have tag shaped paper on the inside. But I don't want to lose those holes. I want to put some ribbon. I think it'll be so pretty to have some ribbon inside those holes. So we better not. We better just go with the square shape, which some of you did vote for. And there's literally no right or wrong. I will always point that out to you. When I say you do you, I really, really mean it. You do you. You do it exactly the way you want to do it. I'm hoping I can just inspire you and show you how I do it so that you can go make some of your own. Okay, there's 3. How many pages do we want? Maybe 5. Hey, Joanne. Missy says I was stiff all day on Monday from seats in the Monster Jam on Sunday. Ooh, Monster Jam sounds fun. Missy, I sat in the car for 6 hours last night, you guys. More than 6 hours. That was last night. It was 6 hours. And I hate, when I say hate, I know it's a really strong word, but I seriously, seriously don't like driving in the bad weather. It makes me such a nervous, I am such a nervous Nelly on snowy or icy roads. And that's what they were yesterday. It was better going down. My son had a wrestling tournament and it was 3 hours away. Going down to the wrestling tournament was better, fine. Coming back was not good. And I literally hold all that tension in my body. Like, I'll hold it for days. I think that's, my body is that reactive to the tension. I know I should control it. I know I should just tell myself, just relax. But you know how that is. Better said than done, right? It's better, you can say that, but that doesn't mean you're going to do it. It's such a mental, physical battle, right? To stay pain-free when you have a chronic condition, and especially when anxiety and stress kick in. Even, I mean, it seems silly, but the bad weather and the roads, and I worry about the bus, right? So my son is behind us on the way home. We're driving in a truck, and my husband's truck, he was driving. But my son, the wrestling team was on the bus. So I prayed the whole way home for 3 hours. Well, I shouldn't say that. I did fall asleep. I have to close my eyes when we're in that weather. Like, I literally have to put the seat back and close my eyes because it's like I can't look. If I look, I become literally a nervous wreck. This is a little bit off, just a tish right here. It's fine down here, but just a tish off right there. And that's what I was saying to you earlier about sometimes I don't get the straightest of cuts, but you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's not gonna bother me in the least. We might have 5 pages here, and I always say close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more. I don't know why we're doing 5. So anyway, tag shape somewhat smaller than the tag cover. Oh yeah, we're going with a square. I must be really behind in my comments. Let me go. Lori likes watching the thought process. Yay, I do this with a subscriber sometimes. We go live and I just create without a lesson or a set of instructions. I just create, like I just do it on the fly. On the fly creating, which is a good thing. You learn a lot just from trial and error, I think, and you will also learn what you prefer. I have 2 cutting boards. I also have cutting mats. Some people don't like to use cutting boards. They always use a mat and a knife to cut with a ruler. So while you're on the fly and you're creating on the cuff and you're like making it up as you go and making decisions as you go, you're also learning your supplies, learning what your preferences are, all those things. So on the fly can be really good. Can be really good. I can't relax. I'm on edge the whole time. Janet, when you drive, is that what you're saying? When you drive, are you the same way? I am so gosh, so anxious in the car when it's snowy. Janet says, I remember the scary drives in bad weather. Yeah, okay, so you are talking about the weather. It just makes me a nervous wreck. Hey, Joyce. Yeah, Katana, right? Easier said than done. Yeah, so I prayed. Landon did not get home till we got home just before midnight. But the bus, you know, they bring all the kids to the high school, and then the kids have to drive their cars home. Like they're all most of them, I shouldn't say all. Most of them are driving age, so they drive their cars home. I'm a nervous wreck, waiting for him to come home. Praying and waiting and praying and waiting patiently. Mama waiting, my little sad heart waiting for my son to come home. Listen, I think if I do this right, I could punch all of these at one time with the crocodile. I think I could cut through all of these at once if I did this right. And the main issue here is making sure that they stay aligned. So this is where sometimes these clippies really come in handy, because while you're trying to navigate your crocodile, I don't know what that was, your crocodile or your cutting board, it is sometimes helpful to have these little clippies holding onto your paper so you don't lose track of where they need to be. So if I line, just like I did on the cover, if I line this up, like right where I want it, and then flip it over, make sure everything's lined up, I can make my little pencil marks again, telling me where to make my holes. And I wonder if on the paper, do I want to make these holes a little smaller? I'm going to try the small, I can always go bigger afterwards. I'm going to try the smaller holes on the paper. I think I'm going to be using jute rope again to tie it. Let me put this aside so it's out of the way. I have no idea what just fell on the floor though. Hold on. Maybe I should check. Did you hear that bang? What was it? Oh, it was a bottle of, it was 2 bottles of spray. I can't reach them. Forget it. You want to hear crash, boom, bang. Let me try to reach those. It was 2 bottles of distress spray that fell. Just the mystery has been solved. The mystery has been solved. I have to be the driver or I'm not getting in the car, good or bad weather. I'm nervous regardless, Ina. So I'm glad that if you feel better driving, then that's good, because it gives you some relax, right? Some relief from the tension. I am a nervous wreck either way. I do really trust my husband. My husband used to do truck driving, like custom hauling. And he has a CDL license. Like, he's a very good, cautious driver. So I completely trust him. That's not the issue. The issue more is I'm just afraid of an accident. Like, no one ever intends to slide. And we were seeing cars in the ditch, cars that had slid into the ditch on the highway. That's what I'm afraid of. Oh, good gravy. And then there were so many semis on the road, you guys. I was like, I think the semis should have their own highway. I said to my husband, I think they should have their own highway. Then they don't have to scare all us regular people, like in regular cars. I can't even imagine being in a sedan. We were in a truck. That is a very small little hole. It may be too tight. We're going to try it, but it may be just a little too tight for this, for the pages to move freely. But let's try it. Let's see what we get here. All right, I cut them all at the same time, which worked out really well. Because these are super thick chipboard cardstock, I'm not worried at all about them ripping. But if you had regular weight papers, you may, if you like to work with regular weight papers, you may invest in those little, those little circles that you used to use on pages in a 3-ring binder to repair them when they tore through the 3-ring binder. You can buy those little page protectors still. And a lot of paper crafters use them to keep their pages protected. But this, it's so thick, I don't even think it's going to be an issue. Okay, here is my back. Here is my middle. Here is my front. This is going to be our little book. So now we just got to string it. Got to string it. I can always change my mind. I'm thinking of going with just the 2 holes. That's my intent. I'm going to tie it together with some jute, and we're going to see. I just had a thought. Yeah, we're going to tie it together with jute. I was just wondering if I should use my wax thread, but I don't think I will. You can use embroidery thread. You can use wax thread. You can use jute rope. Oh, baker's twine would be really cute. My purple baker's twine is in my office because I use it to tie together the tags that you guys buy from the shop. Darn it. I have purple too. Darn it. All right. Since it's not here, I only have black and white and I have blue. So baker's twine is out because I don't want black on there, and I don't think the light blue would work. So it doesn't match. This, like, you can't, it doesn't get any matchy than that with all the distress in the brown, right? So the one thing I would say though is before you tie together your pages, if there's anything you want to do to your pages that's easier to do when the page is out of the book, do it before you put it in the book. For example, I'll show you. Let's do something that would be easier to do while they're out of the book instead of in the book. Hold on, I'm grabbing some supplies, and I'm on the fly here, so I gotta kind of search my stash for what I'm looking for. You hear all that ruckus? Yeah, that would be me. Okay, what if we rounded the corners? These corners here, just to soften them up a little bit. I usually use the biggest one. And I like to do it upside down because I like to see that this point is getting in that little triangle. And this one has 3 different sizes. And most often I use the round one, or this, it's a corner, but it's a rounded corner. And then this one isn't, it's a corner, but it's less rounded than this one. They just get more rounded depending on which one you use. So let's see if I used this one, what's it gonna look like? This is, yeah, let's do this one. We'll do the one in the middle. So rounding off your pages is gonna be a lot easier outside of the book than in, because the covers are on and it's all tied together and you're trying to do it. So this is one thing as an example of something you would definitely want to do before you tie your book together. Oh yes, Lori says rounded corners. I think so too, Anne says. Anne says she thinks it's going to be a gorgeous book. I hope so. That's the goal. I was just noticing I have a heart cut out. I have a heart punch. I don't know where I got it, but you know, I get a lot of these. I always check the thrift stores because guys, they're not cheap. These are not necessarily cheap. So frugal Fanny, and I love thrifting, you guys. I love thrifting so much. So I always check for supplies, like craft supplies, and stamps and punches are a great thing to get at a thrift store. Seriously, because they're drastically reduced in price and they're usually in great shape. They don't wear out very easily, so they're usually in pretty darn good shape. Yeah, okay, that looks nice, much nicer. Little rounded corners, a little more fancy-pantsy. Then I was thinking, I have this heart. Should we put a heart in one of them? I was thinking what I'd like to do, I grabbed a bunch of stamps and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on these pages. So beside the stamping, one of these pages could have just like a little heart in the corner. Wouldn't that be cute? If there was just like a little heart in the corner of one of these pages. I can't see a lick whether I'm straight or what. But let's go for it. Oh, and then we have this little heart we can use somewhere. Don't throw that out, girls. We use that somewhere. How cute would that be right there? Then whatever we put underneath there, like you could put like a colored piece of paper or a napkin or like a plaid or whatever you want. How cute. How cute is that? Can you see it? Can you even see it? It's probably hard to see at the camera angle. Oh, I love it so much. Katana loves to thrift and to go to Goodwill. Yes, yes. Rounded corners. Yes, yes. I was just debating that. Lynn said, are you going to use sewing thread? I was just debating that, but I think I'm going to use, I pulled this out, but I think this is even too bright. I think this is going to look better. I'm kind of an au naturel girl. I really am. I don't know what it is. Tamara, I said that to my husband on the way home. She said, I just don't go out if the weather's bad. I said that to him. I said, literally, if it were not for the kids and the fact that we need to eat, because I have to go do the shopping, right? I would not leave the house. I go to do the shopping. I go to church every Sunday. If, you know, almost every Sunday we go to church. I mean, unless someone's sick. And doctor's appointments. That's it. I do not leave my house otherwise. I really prefer not to go out in the bad weather. Such a little hermit. I really am. I think COVID kicked it in for me. Like being home so much. I was like, I'm good with being home because of course nobody wanted to go out and get sick. And that feeling stuck with me. And Janet, yes. Maureen says she'd be praying the whole time in the car too on those nasty roads, right? It is the other drivers. That's what I worry about is like what if there's just a slip? Like we didn't intend to, but I slid and then I slid into the semi next to me trying to, you know, get past me. Like, can't everybody just stay in one row? My husband, we were going kind of slow at one point and it cleared up a little and my husband sped up and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you going fast? He said, Grace, we cannot go 40 miles an hour the whole way home. It'll take us 5 hours to get home. I'm like, I know, but I like going slower. My poor husband. Hi, Miss Pat is here. She said, I've learned that worrying helps nothing. I just live in the moment and concentrate on what's at hand right then and there. Oh, Pat, I needed that little boost last night because it's, like I said, easier said than done, right? I know we all get caught in that sometimes. Anyway, last night, I did decide. I just put my seat back and I fell asleep because I had to, what I did was I closed my eyes and I was saying my Hail Marys. I kept saying Hail Marys and praying to God and asking for St. Christopher to watch over, you know, everybody who was traveling to keep us safe. There were first responders out, tow trucks out because people were in the ditches. I was just praying for everybody and I fell asleep praying. So that's a good thing. God gave me some peace for a little while. Gave me a little bit of peace. But you're right. It does nothing to worry. Della doesn't like driving at night because of the deer. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. You guys are chatting with each other, which I love. Nope, canceled all appointments for tomorrow. Ice and then snow. I'm not leaving for nothing. Right? Tomorrow. It's really a, like, if it's not critical. I don't like to hold people. Like if I had a haircut scheduled, I love the girl who cuts my hair and I don't want to like miss an appointment with her. Like she's relying on that too. So I do really, if I can make it, I go. If I have an appointment scheduled, I just try not to try not to schedule anything. I don't do anything extra. Oh Lord, it's funny. Good night, Miss Christina. Okay, so look at how cute that would be if we had, I am thinking something plaid back behind here. So I had said a few minutes ago that my hope was to do some decorating on these pages and I wanted to keep them really simple. I sometimes do this because most of the things that I make end up in my live auctions. And so I don't want to fill the book up. I want to leave the book with blank pages so that whoever gets it can add whatever flair they want to. She can use this as a recipe book. She can post pictures of her pets in here or her grandkids or write her favorite quotes or prayers or use it to doodle and sketch or practice painting leaves or trees. Whoever gets it, I want you to be able to use it however you want to use it. So I do love to leave blank pages almost all of the time. I kind of figure if I decide to put it in the sale, it will go to someone who I hope will make it their own and do what they want with it. If it doesn't go in the sale, I'll pull it back off the shelf and I'll start decorating the pages for myself. But when I make them, if I don't have a set plan for them, I usually leave the pages pretty blank. But this time, because I have a feeling this will end up in the live sale, I grabbed a bunch of stamps. Like, look at that cutie. Like, wouldn't that be cute on one of the pages? I just thought I would do a little stamping. But then I also found some transfers that I have that are just gorgeous. So I'm going to start with the transfers because I'm just thinking I have some butterflies and the pretty colors of the butterflies may be quite beautiful behind that heart. Or I've never used these. I bought these, gosh, I don't even know, a long time ago from like scrapbook.com or something. They're Prima decor transfers. But look at the owls, you guys. Let's just see. Well, you know, if I had this pretty little owl on the second page, these ones might be a little too big. If I had this on the second page, then we would see like these pretty blue flowers is kind of my thought, but that one's much too big. Oh wow, look at all this that's in here. I bought these. You probably, this isn't news to any of you. I probably bought these years ago. I don't know how long ago. It's the first time I'm opening them. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. That's why I always say, use what you got, girl. Let's stop with feeling, you know, the need to save. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's so nice, I don't want to use it. Oh, it won't go in the plastic container. Hey, Napkin Lovers Club. It's not going back in and it's ripping. So this is getting saved for tomorrow's project in the Napkin Lovers Club. Good night, Gannon. Love you, kiddo. Gannon just popped his head in to say good night. All right, but look at. See, if you have something colorful, wouldn't that be pretty to just poise that behind there? This one I have used, and I did happen to get it back in here. I just failed on the other one. Katana, it's in my Amazon store, the cardstock. If you go to my last video, Katana, for this project, I posted the link to these chipboards several times because several people asked, and I gave the link there. Or you could just go to the Comfy Nest Amazon store and you'll find it in the craft supplies you'll love section. Okay, this one, darn it. It's like stuck to the other one. No, what did I do here? I cut it out, decided not to use it. Look what happened. Oh, maybe I can salvage it. Now, wouldn't that be pretty if I can poise that? Oh, wouldn't that be cute? All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put, I don't know how else to do this, so just how my mind works. Where's my pencil? I'm gonna put a pencil mark right in the middle of the heart. Just tiniest little pencil mark. I'll put the butterfly center right on that mark. And I'm praying and hoping, you guys, this is mangled. It's a bit mangled from, I had cut it out to use it and then I decided not to, so I put it back in the package and you saw how it was just stuck on there. But I love the blue color of this. Hey, where's my pencil mark? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. I love the blue of the, it's probably a moth. It's probably not a butterfly. It's probably a moth. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. I hope this works. The sticky may have been unstuck from it getting stuck to that other thing. But we're going to go for it and we're going to see if we can make this work. Oh, let's see. So something on the page, but it's not going to be, oh, it worked, you guys. Oh, this one part I didn't burnish enough. It's, you know, the page isn't going to be full, but it's going to have something cute on it. It's a little special. More special than just, you know, the brown paper. No nails. Gracie with no nails. I'm going to do this. I can't get it to lift up. Okay. I'm going really slow because I want to make sure that everything has been unstuck. Oh my gosh, it worked, you guys. There's a little piece of it that's come up. So you don't throw this out yet, right? I'm going to flip it on the silkier side, the shinier side, and I'm going to rub to make sure it's not rubbing real well. All right, we're going to go back to the other side. We're going to rub it. Make sure it's really stuck down on there real flat. Oh, so pretty. So look, it'll, oh, upside down or backwards. That's kind of fun. Little peekaboo heart. What do you think? So I did grab some stamps, but actually I'm loving the way these butterflies are adding some color. So maybe I'll just, let's see if we have some smaller ones in here. I have so many things I bought years ago for scrapbooking, which I don't do much anymore. Oh, Nita, we can use so much of that. That's exactly me. I used to scrapbook too. All of these papers and supplies that we have, that fits so well with bookmaking. Girl, that's our jam. That's our jam. And in the Craft Therapy Club, I really focus on projects that will use the stash that we already have rather than constantly buying new stuff. So the Craft Therapy Club is great for people like you, Nita, who have lots of stash and you just, what can I do with my stuff? That's what we do in there. All right, let's see. Okay, I love this little green one. And you know what, you guys, these big ones are gorge, but they're just gonna take up too much of the page. And I only want to do, like, I don't think I'm going to do anything on this side. I'm only going to do the front facing pages. One little element on each page because I want whoever gets the book to have as much room as possible to do what you want. That one's too big. Even that one's too big. This little green one, though, is beautiful. I'm not going to have enough of these to do... Oh, there's another set here. Let's just look here. There's another set, and oh, there were some phrases. Loved, create the thing you wish existed. And then there are some little, I can't read them, they're way too small. But the phrases would be good. Like I had this stamp pulled out. Now the Lord of Peace of himself, now the Lord of Peace himself give you peace in every way, from Thessalonians. Like I thought that would be kind of fun. Might be too big. Now that I'm looking at my pages, I also grabbed grow through what you go through. That's a good one. Let's stamp that somewhere. Because, or love yourself, or I like that one too. There are a lot of flowers on here, so grow through what you go through would actually be a nice little sentiment for this. Let's use this one. You know, the first time you use these, they're going to be really hard to get off the plastic. You're going to think you're ripping them. You're not. The first time you use these, make sure you scruff them up with your sanding block so that the ink really sticks. So what I usually do is I go one way and then the other way. And I just drag it one direction. You can't really go back and forth. It'll always pop off your block. but I do make sure I'm getting it all scruffed up so that the ink really sticks to it. So we're going to put this right here. Or you know what? Let's be different, and I'll put it up here in this corner. Let me pick. I would love it if I had a purple. Gosh, I almost never use a purple stamp. Sorry for all the noise with my drawers. But if I have a purple stamp, wouldn't that be pretty? I have purple. Is that purple? No. Liar. La la, pants on fire. No, I have pink. There's pink. There's little pink flowers right there. I think I need a purple stamp. I have yellow, I have greens, I have all kinds of browns. Of course, I have white, black, I have teal, I have orange. I do not, this is the first time I'm discovering that I don't have a purple stamp. So pink it is. Archival ink in the color Vibrant Fuchsia. All right, Vibrant Fuchsia. Let's see what you got. Sometimes I don't use these very often, so I'm like, oh, is it even going to have enough juice? All right, we're going to put this right in this corner here. I love these see-through stamps because you can see what the heck you're doing. You can see exactly where it's going. You can line it up, and if you mess up, you can line it back up again to do it again. So much easier than these wooden blocks because you can't see through to what you're doing. Okay, that's plenty right there, right? That's plenty for that page. Let me check comments. Hello, Carolyn from Waterloo. Welcome, welcome. Lynn likes the pink. All right, awesome. Me too. I love me some pink for sure. I'm pretty girly that way. The girls in the basketball game. So it's, you know, girls basketball from high school. These girls had the cutest pink sneakers on. Some of them. One of them had purple. One of them had, it was like basically a white top. The top of the sneaker was white, but parts of the bottom were like this fuchsia pink. I was like, oh, so cute. So cute. All right, that's done. Let's regroup here. I gotta put this stamp back and then we'll regroup. I need to go stamp shopping. I never buy stamps when I go to craft supply shopping, and I don't know why. You don't have a single one. Well, Joyce, maybe stamps just aren't your thing, girl. It's okay if they're not your thing. You know, the thing I struggle with stamps is I want to make sure that I'm buying stuff that's not like super trendy, right? Like it's gonna last through all the ages. So nice phrases are good. I like these combination stamps where there's like phrases and then there's a design element like the florals. So I like flowers, I like butterflies, I like birds. I tend to stay away from things that are seasonal or very trendy. Like, I don't want a Winnie the Pooh stamp. My kids were little for a very long time. They actually were never into Winnie the Pooh. But if they had been, I don't want a stamp in that because it's only going to serve me for a year or two. Whereas things like this, I feel like will serve me forever. I did buy these little houses, which I think are so precious. It's this Lavinia stamp company. Look at, they have fairies and mushrooms and little fairy houses. Oh my gosh, if you love the fairy theme in your garden, you might really like this. And I actually got these, they're Lavinia stamps. So you can go to laviniastamps.com, but I bought them from Bella's house, delbellowsdesigns.com. Anyway, maybe you don't care about that. Just usually somebody asks. Okay, so far we got the little heart. I might do something more on there, I'm not sure. The little heart, the little butterfly, grow through what you go through. And then, let's see, was there, do I want to use the little green butterfly? I like the black one too. Let's do another stamp. Let's do another stamp. Should we do actually one of the houses? I have some, I love too, the Finnabair sets. Yep, this is Finnabair. I love her sets because they're beautiful. Just so pretty. Look at that big dragonfly. This butterfly is gorgeous. I don't know that I've actually ever used that one. This package is all ripped up too. I'm so rough with my stuff, you guys. Look at how pretty this one is. It has some words behind it. And it's a butterfly. Let's use this guy. Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever used it. So you know what that means. Sanding block. Decisions, decisions, right? There's so many fun, beautiful things. I actually really love with the idea of the things that I'm creating, living in one of your homes. Like one of you might pick it up at the next live auction, and that might just bring you joy, right? Like it's gonna be well used, worn, or admired, or loved in your home. And I just love that so much. It makes me so happy. So when I'm making things, I'm like, oh, how can we make it extra special? I'm gonna move these so I can look at this and see. I think actually this deeper red would work too. I have that little pad under there. That's the one I used with that. I don't need the pad. I just need the ink. So let's do this plum. I think it's called plum. I'll double check just because somebody might ask. Oh man, is that pretty. Yeah, Finnabair has gorgeous supplies. It's called plum. Yes, it's called plum. This one is going to go down low like I would normally do. I know I did the other one up high. That one went down low. Here's my little cleaner. I just use a baby wipe, you guys. And archival ink is permanent ink, so it will stain. It doesn't bother me in the least if my stamps are stained, but I do want to make sure to clean them still because I don't want this ink getting on anything else since it's a permanent ink. So I keep wiping until there's nothing left to see on your wipe. And that may take a hot minute. The houses, right, Janet? Aren't they darling? Anybody a fairy garden fan? My niece really loves them. Bought them back in May of last year because I was waiting for you to try those fairy stamps. Who said that? I can see the comment, but I can't see who said it. Deb Turner, you have a good memory if you can remember that detail. Impressed, my love. I love motivational, inspiring things too, Anne. I do. Okay. That can go back in its little container with all his friends or her friends. And next up, let's see what we got next. Heart, colorful butterfly, stamp. We better do something colorful over here. One more colorful butterfly. That way we have a mix of both. I don't know. I feel like if there's one, there should be more than one. Let's go big. Look at the purple one. I said colorful. I might put this one right in the center of this page. What do you think of that plan? So it's best to cut these. Oh, good, Nita. Nita likes the way she cleans her stamps. Good for you. All right. Here we go. That's the one we're going to use. I'm going to put it right in the center of this book page. And whoever gets it can journal around it, doodle around it, write music, music notes, or lyrics is the word I'm looking for. You can do whatever they want with it. Okay, here we go. Right, pretty much right in the center. Gosh, it's pretty, isn't it? Transfers are fantastic. They're such a great tool to have in your stash. Essential Stencil has been continuously offering, which is fantastic. So if you guys are shopping over there, make sure you're using my code so you get your 10% off. My code is just the Comfy Nest, all is one word. All right, my other one had a little bit of like, I don't know, dried paint on it or something. Doesn't surprise me. So I grabbed a new one that's nice and clean. I actually really like using a rounded, like a popsicle stick even works for this. Isn't it so pretty, Della? It's so pretty. I love the two purples. You know, I have never been a fan of purple, but last year Gannon said purple was his favorite color. My 15-year-old son, purple is his favorite color. last year. I was like, okay, that's awesome. And then I kind of reconsidered purple, and I have become a fan. But this is new because I've never, my whole life, I've never been a, well, I can't say that. I can't say that because I had a dance bag when I was really young, and the ballerina on the front, it was a dance bag that you could color the front with markers. Imagine that. When I was little, I'm talking 8 or 9, I remember distinctly there was a little ballerina on the front of a tote bag. I must have gotten it as a gift or something, but you would, you know, the ballerina was in black, the outline of the ballerina, and then you would color her, and I colored her leotard, her tutu, purple. So I must have liked purple at some point. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, now we're ready to sew. And actually, I'm gonna do something, wouldn't it be fun? I'm gonna make this a little dangle on the outside of the book. That's what we can do with that. Or we could use it on the inside of the book. Gilhannon used to say, think, think, think. And we're trying to like, who said it earlier? Decisions, decisions. I'm just taking a small piece of this and we're gonna string together a book. And let's figure out how to use this as a little dangle. Wouldn't that be cute? All right, I'm gonna grab my awl because, hold on, you may hear a crash. This thing wants to, it's like sliding off the counter. This hole may be a little bit too small. The other hole on the crocodile for me may be a little too big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick my little, I have to be super careful because we only have so much space between the hole and the edge of the paper. So I don't want to make a huge hole. I just want to line it up and just make it a tish bigger. We're getting all of these lined up. So now that my awl is through there, I know I can fit my rope through there, and it actually would be easier for you when you're trying to string things together. Again, here we go with the clips. I'll hold everything together so it's easier to string the rope through. There we go. And then this is going to go on top. I'm not going to put this on until I get the other string through the other side. It's just going to be easier in the long run for me. And I'm going kind of short with these. I'm going to make it like I did the other book. But then I think it would be really fun if we could we could use that heart as a dangly either inside or outside of this book. How fun would that be? All right, where do my other, there it goes, right there. We want to make sure this is pretty well aligned and that it's centered, because when we tie, we want it to be centered. Okay, here comes our cover. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna love this book. I'm gonna have a hard time letting go of this book, actually. I can decide that later, of course, but I can untie these now because they're strung, right? Or I can unclip them, I mean, and put those away. So this is what we got. Now, I want to know where, if I do this little dangly heart, it would go up here. Let's just do it on the outside. I'm going to tie this once. Okay, hang tight. Hang tight, Grace. I changed my mind about the clips. I'm going to use them now to hold the whole darn thing together so that this isn't difficult. Now it'll just stay together and won't flop apart. I want to make sure this is centered, and then I'm going to tie. Let's do the bottom one first. I want it, you don't want it loose, but you don't want to squeeze this so tight that you can't open the book. Okay, so get it on there, but it's not super tight, you guys. Now, when you're first doing this, it's really smart to make a simple bow, because I can always untie this and retie it, readjust it and tie it again if I don't like how loose this is. You may want it tighter, you may want it looser, you get to decide. But I'm going to try to make them both the same. And I'm not going to do any knots. I'm just going to tie this like I tie my shoe. And that way I can rearrange it if I need to. I'm going to poke a little hole in this. You know what? why risk it? Let's do this. Let's poke a little hole in the heart. I tied this just once, like a regular tie, and then I'm gonna try to see what does this look like if we take that punch out. It'll match the inside of the book. You know what? I think I'm not gonna like it tied to that way. I want it to dangle a little bit more. So let's take another piece of rope, and I'm gonna do this now, I think. And if I end up retying the book later, we can always make adjustments to all these things. But I'm gonna tie this right in the middle of this knot. I'm gonna tie it here, just once, and I'm gonna trim it later. I'm not gonna worry about the extra. I'll trim that later, but then, where'd it go? This one, this is the one. I want this to dangle a little bit. I don't want it tied up into the knot of the, I want it to be like down here. Wouldn't that be cute? Yep, that's what we're gonna do. So let's finish this off. Oh, wait a minute. Is it the right side? Hold on, girls. Yeah, it must be. All right, little tiny bow, little teeny. How about tying the heart from the top of the tag? That's another good idea, Vicki. You absolutely can. Yep, you could use this in one of these holes. That would be adorable. I'm gonna do it on the side because I think I'm gonna put chiffon ribbon in the top. And here, I'm just gonna let it lay, guys. I'm gonna do another one of these. It's just gonna be a little knot, a little slip knot. I'm not gonna tie it super tight because I don't wanna rip my paper. But I'm gonna tie that like this. I'm gonna do it one more time so I know it's not gonna fall off. Now, if you just change your mind later, just cut your jute rope. Don't worry about that. You can cut the jute rope and use this little heart on something else. But for now, I'm gonna tie that twice so I make sure it doesn't come off, and I am going to just snip off that excess. The bows, I'm gonna keep them the way they are. That's so cute. So cute. We could even put beads on that, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Let's see if it opens and closes properly before we get too excited about all of the decorations and doing anything else. We gotta make sure it's gonna open and close, that it's not too tight, not too loose. I like this to be able to move freely, but not be loosey-goosey, and it's moving really freely. It's moving really nice. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's so cute. And you can do whatever you think about with these pages to make them unique and different. You could also do something here if you want to do. I don't. I usually leave it. I usually leave that. I'll put the date probably on the back. But that's the cover. And look at how, oh my gosh, I love that we can see that gorgeous cream napkin. This napkin, you guys, when I did this, I don't know if it was in part 1 or part 2, I thought that somebody had sent me this napkin as a gift, and that's not true. It's in the shop. I had to be reminded. I was like, oh my gosh, this napkin is one of the ones we sell in the shop. So this is available in the shop if you like this one too. Whose birthday is it? I see someone wishing someone happy birthday, so happy birthday. Hello, Miss Chris Hunter. Chris, we're making a little book out of some wooden tags. And I kept the hole, Chris. I was like, not sure. I mean, I was thinking about this today. You could cover these holes, decoupaging like a decorative paper on here or using putty or something, but I wanted to keep them because I'm gonna grab a piece of chiffon. I don't think I have purple. I think I have blue. Don't think I have purple. Again, with the purple, here we go. Look at you guys, this is the ribbon. Remember I found this little floral scrap? It was in my bits and bobs. My little basket. It comes from this. And it looks like it's a Hobby... What's the paper studio? Yeah, Hobby Lobby thing. I got it at Hobby Lobby at one point. That's what that's from. Little pretty little flowers. So here I have this, and let's see. Oh my gosh, this matches my little flower. It has to be this one, right? I'm gonna grab one length of this. Oh, look at, that was one length from another project that I just wrapped up in there. Perfection. I'm going to grab one length to start. Let's get this down here as a reminder, because we're doing a challenge. For those of you that do this, I'm going to be pulling a name in a couple of days for Happy Mail, FYI. It's gorgeous. You're loving it, Missy? Yes, Marcia, this is part 3. The first 2 videos are in the featured tab here on the page, or you can just scroll down and find them. It's full of wonderful surprises. Oh, I'm so glad you think so, Anne. Yes, lace would be very pretty. You're right, RJ. I think, look at you guys. I can't believe how well that matches that little flower. These are bought separately. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to try a couple of things. I originally thought I would get 2 lengths of this and put one in each side. But now I don't know. You could use it as another closure. Push this through and tie them both together as another closure. Heck, you guys, when you think that through, like, this could become a little home decor piece that you hang on a wall or hang off of a gift basket. Oh my gosh, and you could gift it as like a mega supreme birthday card sent to somebody, and they would have to unwrap it to open it. Oh yeah, that's what we have to do. It's just so perfect. This could hang though. This, like, if you do it this way, so we have our 2 holes lined up. And I don't know what the name of this is, you guys. I don't know what the name of this kind of knot is. A slip knot, maybe? When you fold them in half, and then I'm going to take the closed side. It doesn't matter actually, but it's just easier to work with the closed side. I'm going to push the closed side through both the holes. And then I'm going to open the loop up and then feed the tails through. It's a slip knot, right? Like, how cute is that? And then because this is long enough, you could actually tie this to a door handle or something to drop it off at a friend's house or her office, just a little surprise. Oh my goodness, you guys, what do you think? Do you love? I love it. I love it. It's so unique and different. Christine, you're loving this? I so hope so. And you can, you know, the hearts, I think the heart's really darling. You could always just cut it off if you don't like it or you feel like it gets in the way or something, but I just think it's so cute. That was that little heart cut out. And actually, it was the little punch. Actually, with all of our, this is coming loose already, a little knot there. All of these extra little pieces you could make more hearts with. You could put a little pocket in there and then put the hearts in the pocket. That would be cute too. That's another cute idea. But these, none of this will go to waste, you guys. This will go in my paper scraps folder because we'll use them to make bookmarks or tags, or we'll do something with it. Nothing goes to waste around here. Those, oh, excuse me, those will keep. You love this project, Marcia? How many of you are going to do this project? I know. So these are napkins from the Napkin Lovers Club. So this project, we're doing 7 or 8 projects in the group this quarter. This is a bonus project, and I've been posting all of these videos in the group for them. All of the videos from the Napkin Lovers Club, same thing with the Craft Therapy Club. All the instructional videos, demos that I do are in the group, and they're all organized really well so people can find things that they're looking for. Part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm really good about labeling things generally so that we can find them later. I have a couple of ways of doing that in the groups. So you're not like, oh, I can't find part 1, I can't find part 2. I try to make it as easy as possible. So this series, this little part 1, part 2, part 3 will live inside the Napkin Lovers Club for those members because they have this napkin. They have this napkin. They got both of those in this box this month. So that's exciting because it gives them another project opportunity. And I asked them, some of them have already done this project. They've been following along with me and they're sharing their tags in the group, which is incredibly fun to see everybody else's take on the project. It gives us a little home for our community where we can share our projects and just get really excited about them. All right, let's see. So Gail wants to do it. Gail, I hope you share your photos. Della says it's very professional looking. Oh, yay. Yay, I'm glad you said that you think that. That really means a lot. Kim says, I'm trying to make one of these books. I love what you've created. Well, I hope it's an inspiration for you and just something you can sit down with some afternoon and kind of give it a whirl. Even if it takes you a couple of weeks, you know, an afternoon here, an afternoon there, just put it off to the side, and the next time you have a little time, you can get to it again. Sandy, we can see you though, my friend. Thanks, Mary. So I was looking, I thought I saw something in the comments. Let me see if I can find it. I lose my mind. Oh, thanks, Tamara. And Deb. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody who sprinkled. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, maybe I didn't miss something. Missy was asking somebody, what are you working on? But I don't see who she was asking, but that's okay. I love when you guys chat in the comments with each other. All right, you guys, I don't know. I'm looking at this. You know, a minute ago I was looking at it, my eyes to the project. Now I'm looking at it on the screen, and I'm not so sure about that peach ribbon. Now that I'm looking at it, should I do cream or this color?